This is a collective reading. If it sparked your curiosity, stood out to you in any way, there's likely a message here for you. If you are forcing it or it doesn't feel like a yes in your body as you're listening to this, then the message is likely not yours. Don't take it. Okay. But we're just gonna pull some cards and get a little intuitive message, do some channeling assisted by these cards, and see what wants to come out. So, angels. Angels. What do you want collective to know for the highest good of all? Okay, we got ask for help, guardian angels, forgiveness from Archangel Zadkiel. Okay. What else do you want us to know? Your higher self, Archangel Metatron. I think the message here clearly is you are not alone. If you want help, ask for it though. You have to ask your angels for help, for them to come in and provide that assistance. I feel like sometimes angels do step in though, even if we don't knowingly ask for it. There are different ways to ask for it and get creative. Your guardian angels are with you. I see a lot of pink and green in this card, and pink and green are very healing colors. There are other colors in this card too, really all the colors of the rainbow, but the pink and green are really standing out to me, which says to me that asking for help, calling in your guardian angels is really a healing act. It will help you blossom. It will help you bloom. We become wounded in relationship, and so it is also very important to heal in relationship. So ask for help. It'll be very healing. And I think what they want you to ask for help with is forgiveness. Okay? There are a lot of videos out on the internet that talk about how you don't have to forgive people, you shouldn't forgive people, and that forgiveness is not owed to a perpetrator or an abuser or someone who did you wrong in order to move on. And while that's true, and I would never tell you to forgive someone you do not want to forgive, that is totally your choice. What I do feel compelled to tell you is that forgiveness is more for you than it is the person who hurt you. Forgiveness is a door to freedom. I don't hate forgiveness. I don't balk at the thought of forgiveness and the need or the want to forgive someone as part of your healing process. I've had a lot of things in my life happen that would seem unforgivable. For example, I didn't meet my dad for the first time until I was 18 because ultimately he chose to abandon me and my mom for whatever his reasons were. And that could be unforgivable. And I spent a lot of years very angry about it, estranged from him for at least 8 years after we initially met each other and tried to have a relationship for 4 years. So that was in my late teens, early 20s. I finally was just like, no, I can't do this. Having a relationship with this person's too painful because none of my expectations are being met. They were never met to begin with. And so I had to deal with those feelings of abandonment and anger and decide what I wanted to allow in and out of my life. Now, we have a great relationship now. It's not a typical father-daughter relationship. We're more like friends. I know all of my siblings now. The point is that forgiveness opened a door for me to see him as a human, to see him as someone who was making decisions based on the conditioning that he received, to see him as imperfect, just as I am imperfect. Now, there are some things that might not be forgivable like that, right? Like, I mean, the fact that I didn't have a father, a real biological father, for the first 18 years of my life, and really now, I mean, like, I don't feel like I have a father, right? Like, even though I know him and have a great relationship with him, love him, have good connections with that side of the family now, I do feel parentless in a lot of ways. And so I found it very possible to forgive that. That forgiveness allowed me to move through this life more freely and in more flow. And it was for me. So the long story short, forgiveness is for you. You do not have to be trapped in anger. Oftentimes anger is grief, and it is okay to let yourself grieve and then let it move through you, let it move out of you. And if anger is the form it takes, that's fine. Just don't let the anger stay for too long. Process it, let it move, let it turn into power and motivation. And forgiveness can be a tool that you can harness along the way. And you'll probably need to ask for help, okay? So there's a lot of purple in the background of this card with the angel who's coming out representing forgiveness and asking us to really look inward to forgive. This purple reminds me of the violet flame, which is an alchemical spiritual tool for transmutation that is governed by Saint Germain. Look that up if you haven't heard of it before. It's really interesting. Perhaps sit down tonight and meditate and visualize a violet flame in your mind's eye and just watch it, see what it does, get to know it, introduce yourself to it, and see if it wants to work with you to help with transmutation. Forgiveness is ultimately a tool of transmutation. I believe it is an alchemical process. So take what you will from that. You might need to ask for help to get through this. The violet flame can help. Your angels can help. Your guardian angels, Archangel Zadkiel. Okay. And then ultimately, you can also ask your higher self for help. But I believe if you ask for help and forgive whatever situation it is that you need to find forgiveness for, that your higher self will feel more free. This golden light is a very powerful energy. It is a light of love and a light of healing also. It's a light that can come in to your energy field through meditation or through praying with your angels, envisioning that this light is coming down through the crown of your head and into your different chakras and lighting them up. If you feel that you have a wound somewhere in your energetic field, your emotional body, or even, well, I won't say physical, and this is not medical advice, okay? don't take this as such. I'm not a medical practitioner, but what I am giving you is spiritual advice based on actually some of the work I do in Reiki sessions with clients. I work a lot with golden light, and so this is really cool that this came out because it seals the cracks. When you let go of something like a grudge, or you move that grief out of your energetic field, that leaves an opening for a little bit. Like if you were to remove a tumor from your body, there would be an opening there that would be filled with something. The surgeon would suture up the incision where they went in to remove the tumor, say in this example. And I want you to think of golden light when you work with it and you meditate with it, that it is sort of like a suture, or like that Japanese artwork where, now I'm switching metaphors, but you know that ceramics, the when they break, there's this Japanese art form where they will take gold and kind of fill in the cracks, and it becomes part of the story. It then becomes part of the aesthetic and the beauty of the bowl, and it actually makes it stronger once those cracks are sealed with the gold. Golden light spiritually and energetically works in a very similar way. And so when you move something out like grief and you're inviting forgiveness into its place, that's filling it with golden light, for example. You can envision golden light coming in, and it might also help facilitate that forgiveness process, but you can't leave an opening open. You have to suture it. You have to help it heal and close up so that you can then put in that space what you want there. That's the point. Maybe it's not forgiveness, but whatever it is that you put in place of that grief that moves out is what you've chosen. Because if you don't choose what to put there, other things will just start to fill it. There are so many programs running on this earth plane that they'll feel it. They'll fill the gaps, okay? So you choose. You choosing what to fill the gaps with is exercising your own sovereignty, your own willpower. That is in your solar plexus chakra. It's in the middle of your torso, and that's your will center. That's your little engine. Let's draw a few more cards. Angels, what else do you want collective to know about this alchemical process that you're advising them on, about this energetic healing, this energetic surgery? Inner child healing. Archangel Haniel or Haniel. Inner child healing. So ultimately, that's what we're talking about here. The little girl, the little innocent girl or boy, or they, them, who was abandoned. You don't have to abandon yourself, and forgiveness does not mean you're abandoning yourself. It means you are freeing yourself. The purples and the golds and the greens are still, and the pinks actually, are still running through this card. And so when you're meditating with the violet flame, you can also take yourself back. Take yourself back to a time before you felt abandoned, if there is such a time, and tell yourself that you're here. You've got your back. And what's really interesting, I'm getting kind of a sense that your higher self and your inner self want to integrate more into your present self. The melding of these pieces of you through the golden light can create a healing in your life that is very powerful. Very powerful. I want a little bit more. So thank you, angels. Thank you, angels, for this message. And let's see. I'm going to pull out the Urban Crow Oracle, which I feel like this is very akashic. When I've been reading these cards lately, I feel like we're tapping into the Akashic records, and we're talking about the evolution of humanity and the evolution of your soul, right? And so inner child healing and integrating with your higher self and your inner child, that's all evolution, right? Like, what's the point of it? It's to get you to where you want to go. What's your purpose in life? How can you have a fulfilling life? It's not by going around hating people who've done you wrong. And trust me, I know a lot of people have, right? I'm being taken back to that message that you can heal in relationship. There are relationships out there that are stable, that carry unconditional love, that are not based on karmic bonds. Okay. I feel like this is a message lately that healing in relationship is possible. Okay. So Spirit, Akashic guides, what can you tell us about the inner child healing that needs to take place for collective? Tell us more about the inner child healing. Exposed. Okay. Yeah. You can feel very vulnerable as a child to predators. Look at that. You, and 17, 1 and 7 equals 8. That to me represents the ending or the wrapping up of a karmic cycle. I know that 9s represent that a lot too, but 8s are sort of, to me, I read them like a good sign. You are getting good karma. You are doing work to receive good karma. And actually, forgiveness is part of that. And please, definitely don't forgive if you're not ready. Okay. I'm not saying you have to. This is guidance from Spirit. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate for you. But if it does, it's okay. Okay. It's okay. It was not right that you were exposed and vulnerable and not protected as a child, but you are here and you can reparent that child and you can protect that child. You can show that child how far you've come, and that child can help you remember the innocence and the gifts that you have to offer this world, and that life is a gift and there is so much wonder. So it's worth it to go meet that inner child and heal in that relationship. Maybe the healing needs to happen in relationship with yourself, your higher self, your present day self, and your inner child. And it may feel vulnerable to do this, but it's okay because you've got this now. Your higher self is here. Your angels are here. Help is here to deal with the external threats. You no longer have to be vulnerable. Your inner child might be. And it's okay to be vulnerable in safe relationship. It's very healthy to be vulnerable in safe relationship. That builds intimacy, that builds connection. And your inner child might actually be able to help teach you about vulnerability and how to bring that forward in relationships that you truly want to connect in, okay? There's a lot of pink in this card too. Pink flowers. Whoa. So this is a very healing act you can take. And then the two cards that fell out are waterproof and mimicry. It's like you're letting connection roll off your back. It's like you've got this sheen in relationships right now because you feel like you need to protect yourself so tightly, right? So you don't want to be vulnerable at all. So all these people trying to bid for connection that really mean it, they might just be rolling off your waterproof feathers because you're afraid to let them in, right? So it's really time to ask your higher self, your guides, higher guidance for help so that you no longer have to do this, okay? Because what's happening is you end up playing the part in relationships, mimicking a real relationship, mimicking real feelings, but you're not truly allowing yourself to feel all the feelings and show up as yourself. You're mimicking what other people do in relationships. You're not letting people truly in because you're afraid you'll get hurt, okay? You're afraid you'll get hurt by these figures that seem potentially predatory. So this is kind of a hard message. If you are super triggered by what I'm saying, it might not be your message. You might not be ready for this, and that's totally okay. You do not have to take it. If you are not triggered by this and it rings true, I really think digging deeper into inner child work can help you have the deeper connection that you've been craving, and that is part of the evolution of your soul, healing in relationship. So we don't have a lot more specifics than that. I hope this message helped. If it resonated in any way, leave me a comment. Thank you for making it to the end of the message. If you're here till the end, it must truly be yours. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.